What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another reaction video. I'm going to be reacting to my calls and stream today, and the full video will be uploaded to YouTube. This is only some of it, only some of the reactions. So yeah, enjoy. And I'm going to basically teach why I was thinking what I thought in live time. So hopefully this helps you guys. And there's a target, and now I'm gonna put myself break even because if that doesn't fill, I'm not. So I actually started the recording a little late. I started it and I took this 1 minute inversion on ES, and this was the 830 high. So I figured even if we were bearish for the day, I figured we'd hit that 830 high again. So I kind of had that target in mind. It was a bearish SMT, so this is probably not a setup I would have taken on a live account. I was demo trading all day today with Thanksgiving tomorrow, but it was still a great day of price action, still a great day of education. So not a play I typically take, but still was an inversion. Kind of showed that you can't put your stop loss under this order block instead of having like the traditional inversion stop loss if we close below, because this OB should support price, so your stop loss would just go under there. There's the target right there, but the limit didn't fill. It's up to you if you want to put your limit to tick below. Okay, there you go. So there's the limit. So there's an inversion setup in action. I would probably rate that like a B setup just because the SMT. So it's still a valid setup. We had an OB to support the stop loss here. Hourly and ES. So yeah, the hourly and ES definitely still looks bullish. I think this is going to be buy side. And then the question is whether we'll get an SMT. So this is actually my first call out. If you should hit this buy side, good call. Do this. So yeah, ES should take out this buy side, and then we're in kind of the only reason I thought that was just because you had momentum going up there. We were delivering out of a higher time frame for every rally gap, so it just made sense. Cool place, because from everything I've pieced together, out of everything I've learned from ICT, like, look what could happen here. So there's a chance that, look, so you can just tell this is buy side. Why? Because the momentum, and this is also a large wick, and usually these large wicks get filled, and yeah, the top of this is a large wick. So that's why I want this buy side. Now, there's a chance that we hit this buy side before 10, and then before this 4-hour candle closes, we get a bearish SMT, and NQ ends up closing below this, and that would make. So here's what I was saying. The only way I would have been interested in this SMT is if ES hit buy side and NQ was barely displacing. Now, when we go to open, you see open, NQ actually displaces higher without ES hitting buy side. And because I figured ES would hit buy side, NQ displaced already so much that I was like, okay, both of them are probably going to hit buy side. So NQ wasn't really stalling with ES going up. They were both running. So I figured that at open, the SMT was going to be invalidated. We weren't going to get an SMP anymore. And I only know that in live time. Like, I don't know it now, but I'll know it in live time. Do we ever get a short model off it anyways? Nope. I mean, very, very bearish if that happens. So I'm bullish right now. I think ES is going to hit this buy side. I'm not calling buy side and NQ yet. I want to see what happens when ES hits this buy side. I want to see if NQ gets shut down. But this is pretty high confident buy side for me. Yep, so we have our model. What the model will be, I will be longing if this breaks now, and then a stop loss to be closed below it. So I knew buy side was up here. I saw a bearish for rally gap. What do we look for? We look for a bearish for rally gap to be inverse to bring us to buy side. So this is a model. This is the train that was going to get us to the station, and now all we have to do is wait. And I mean, wait for it to be closed above to enter. I'm a little more. I don't know. You could long in the 3-minute inverse and not wait for the 5 because it just looks like this is the obvious bias here. So, I mean, you could get away with it. But if you want to be extra safe, you wait for the 5-minute to inverse here. You think Judas down first? Okay. I mean, the only problem with the Judas down first is I don't really see any good spots to bounce off of. I mean, so someone in my chat thought we were going to get a Judas down first, but I kind of disagreed because you typically don't get a Judas down if we're kind of holding a bunch of order blocks. So I kind of explain what I mean by this. Maybe here, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense for a Judas down here. No, I don't know. There's not really. I mean, this is an order block down here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a Judas down first. Usually when we're bouncing off an OB like this before open, we just accelerate upwards. Because why would we, if we have an order block here, why would we go down at open? Like, we tend not to really break these too much. Yep, so I kind of pointed out the 15-minute order block here, and I felt like if the bias was bullish, these should just hold for support, because typically if the bias is bullish, price will not break an order block and then go back up. So I said that we should go up and open as long as this candle closed above this down close candle. Okay, so you're going to listen to me say this, if that makes sense. And you have a propulsion block, potential propulsion block here. Okay, if this gets closed above, we'll find out in 3 minutes, and then you got an order block here. So it's like, if we have order blocks up open and we're holding them, then we just don't get reduced down typically. The only way it could be wrong is if we don't get a candle close above because then it won't be a propulsion block. Yeah, so I basically said if this candle did not close above this black candle, I said I would be wrong. But you can, there's 3 minutes to open at this point, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds till the candle closes, as you can see. And we did end up closing above, and then we just accelerated up. We want to see it close above this because it would be the change in state of delivery. That if we don't close above this by open, then I think there's more of a shot we get to do this down. But if we close above this at open, this candle here, I think we just go up. Oh, all right. So there it is. There's the inverse. And you can also see this did close above. We got the inverse model at the same time, so I entered. Why is this not filling me? The candle did close above, so we just should go up here. So stop would go to break even. When we hit here, you'd maybe scale one there, but it's only 2 points, so there's no point. And at this point, this is interesting because I kind of talk about we could get potential SMT, but all I care about is I know ES buy side is going to hit. So wherever NQ is when ES buy side hits, that's all I care about. If NQ is really close to buy side when this hits, then I know we won't get the SMT. But if ES target hits and NQ is still stalling, then I know we're going to get the SMT. So this is where it all comes down to live time analysis. And you'd put your sell here. So not to break even here now. It's now a free trade. Okay. Like I said we should go up and open if this closed above, and it did. We're going up, exactly what I thought. But again, see how we waited for the model. We got the model. It's a free trade now. If it's a break-even trade, it's a break-even trade. If it's a win, if it's a win, right? NQ should just keep accelerating up here, like I said. Got about 10 more points. So at this point, I was like, yeah, NQ just displays too much. We're not going to get the SMT. And it looked like both were going to hit him at the same time. So at that point, I was like, yeah, there's no way we get an SMT. This is I call this the pickle model right here. The pickle model is a joke. It's basically just longing here when we're tick from buy side, and it works every time with displacement speed. It's a joke. This is the pickle model. Does anyone know the pickle model? You long here and you sell here, and it works every time. There it is. So there's that. We got the model. We got the long. Do not tell me if you took that on your live account. I do not care. I'm just here to educate. Yep. I wanted this to be more of an educational stream because I wasn't going to actually be live trading on my live account. Actually be T-Trades video right here. All right. So this is based off a T-Trades video I sent in my chat yesterday. Change in state of delivery. This is a whole different thing. So order blocks. And basically, I was not expecting a sell model here. I'm not going to lie. But I was expecting some sort of a down move because of this order block put in and because of what I learned in the video. So basically, when you close below the screen candle, I figured we'd go here. And then I figured we'd probably go to discount. And then I looked for the confirmation long from discount, but we never got any. So I never ended up longing. And then I kind of changed my mind after seeing the displacement. If we close below this, this would be, if we close below this, we should at least go here. And again, it's not worthy enough for a play because it's not, the play we want is the bigger, higher time frame long here. But this is just going to be a tape reading purpose. So I do this all the time. I watched T-Trade's video yesterday. I take what I learned and I'm going to apply it here. If we close below this candle, which is an up candle before a down move, that tells me, okay, chain of state of delivery. Based on what he taught in the video, that means we should trade to this low. So let's see if I learned. Let's see if I'm right. I like when we create these 1 minute equal lows because it just tells us we're probably going to keep going down. So I'll kind of mark these out. Right now it's gone. And there's the low. So that indeed worked nicely. The only reason I point out this fair value gap is because this is the only fair value gap until discount. So I knew we'd at least go here, if not here. So I just pointed this out to show that this actually does work. We had the change state of delivery. Now let's see if it can bring us to discount. Okay. my tape read was it should bring us to this based off what I learned. And it honestly should bring us to this based off what I learned. But that was more than enough. It shows that this works. And now we want to see discount here. All right, there we go. So this order block right here, this tiny 1 minute OB took us to discount. So that's what we wanted to see. So now, where would the long be? The long would be if we broke this. All right, this is definitely interesting. So I said the only way I would have longed this is if we broke this. Did we ever break it? Nope. So I never got my long model. And then I see this big red candle, and a lot of people think, well, why don't you think we're gonna bounce off this fair value gap? Because there was no attempt at any long whatsoever, and there was also relative equal lows below. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, this is probably just gonna get blown by just because of speed and displacement, you know. So yeah. Even remotely interested in inversing this. I think this could very well be a sell model now, and I know I'm calling it out late. Yeah, and I laugh because I was not expecting this, but now, when you don't get the long you want, and when you see this dump just through all these PD arrays, you know it's a sell model. You couldn't really pick that up, in my opinion, any earlier unless you took a 50-50 shot at it, but no 100% guarantee that was a sell model from up here. But yeah, this did not give me market maker sell model vibes at all. There's no distribution here, so I mean this is just something you're not going to catch. Also, this was at 9:37 and we've news at 10, so no 10 o'clock reversal. So what I'll do is I'll short if we close below this candle, and we should go to here. Like you can just see it looked like the candle was going to close above, and then it just doesn't. Yeah, so I talk about this. So it looked like we were about to put in a daily order block on the daily, but you can see this gets shut down, and if we don't get that close above here, then this is never going to be a daily order block. So I talk about, like, if you ever want to swing calls or swing longs or whatever off an order block, you have to make sure we close above it first. And obviously you wouldn't know that for another 7 hours. That's why, like, if the only way I'd ever swing calls here or ever swing longs if we close above here in the daily. Just like how I called in the 15-minute, except this is a daily time frame. Right? I called the exact same thing in the day on the 15-minute. So this is definitely looking a little worse now. Not a lot of displacement here. We just wick up. So now I think I would be interested in shorts. So I kind of changed my mind a little bit there. Yeah, and even though we hit this and completed the sell model, I knew there were still equal lows below, so I was still interested in shorts here if it gave us a model, but I figured it probably wouldn't just because of displacement. So I kind of just tape read this move. Okay, and there's low. Yeah, I think we have smooth equal lows down here, so I think this is going to be a good target now. So I think we go hit this. And that was still about 20 points away, so that's still a lot of points left, just so you guys know. It's not like a 2-point move. Can I short here and be right? Yes, I can, but am I going to do that in front of 520 people? No, I want a model. Okay, if we get a model here, I'll take it, but I knew we were going to hit these lows. I've seen this happen a million times. I wanted the short so bad, but I never end up doing it. But I literally said I'm 100% sure this is going to hit. You know, it's all from screen time, man. Yeah, this should be hit. I'm 100% sure. And I know there's probably people chasing this anyways, which is fine, but and I think it's fine because of the speed and displacement here. Like, whenever you see the speed and displacement, we don't pull back. There it is. We don't ever pull back. We just keep going down to it. So how long the first fair value gap I see? Actually, the first 30-second fair value gap I see. How about that? So if we don't, because we just hit those equal lows, a bigger, higher time frame, I figured this 30-second long would work, but we hit the internal high before I got filled, so I had to cancel my limit. And again, you could have still taken it, but because it's mainly a low probability day for me because of Thanksgiving, I I'll hit this internal high first. Yeah, it looks like we will. So I'm gonna put a limit here. This should work if we don't hit this internal high first. I get filled. Okay, so there it is. So limit there. Come on, please don't hit this. Damn it. Okay, it hit. And I had to cancel it. This is a 30-second inverse, by the way. I know what you're thinking. You're like, why is he in the 30-second time frame? Like, it's because this is just a lot of displacement below major sell side, so this is bound to work. This could still work, but now that we've hit this internal high, I'm not as interested. It's just not 100% win rate for me. This would have been 100% win rate for me if we didn't hit this internal high. Also, this could be your change to say delivery right here as well. Right here, see it? And then that would bring us down to here. But this is on the 15-minute time frame. So what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to short, and it's not going to, and then, so I quickly shorted there because I saw this 30-second fair value gap violation. And I do this thing sometimes where I know we're going to hit the internal low. So if I get a short, I know it's going to be a free trade because as soon as we hit the low day again, I move my stop to break even and I see if we can get a little more like points. So you're going to see what I do here. Watch. I'm going to move my stop to break even extremely quick because I know we're going to hit this low and I'm going to see if it accelerates to me to here. Doesn't look like it will, but I'll put like another limit. All right, so stop loss to break even right away. Probably going to get stop to break even. But I know that low is going to hit there, and I can maybe see if I can try to get a free trade to this low. See? And this only works like half the time. A lot of times I do get stopped out of break even for these ones, but this one happened to work. Boom. Boom, baby. See what I did there? I like know that's going to hit as soon as this is violated. And then I know I can make it a free trade right away, and I know I can just make it a free trade. By the way, so this is another change in delivery that I talked about, and I said this would fail. And I said this would fail because we were delivering from a fair value gap. So I know people are probably longing this, but I said it wouldn't work, or I said it would be something I wouldn't be interested in because we're delivering from a fair value gap back to an order block. This is not a high probability order block in my opinion. We cannot be delivering from a fair value gap. This would apply to the 10 a.m. strategy I talked about yesterday if this is inversed. And also, the 10 a.m. strategy I have on my YouTube, this applies because we made a low around 10 o'clock. So I figured if this would inverse, this would be my 10 a.m. strategy and look for a reversal back to high day or wherever it was if this was inversed. And I kind of do take a play off it later. If you watched my YouTube video yesterday, this would apply. So here's another tape read. If we close above here, this should bring us to this fair value gap. I know it's small, but remember, this could be on a higher time frame. It would be much bigger. Yeah, so the only way this order block would have been a good long is if we close above it and then didn't hit this fair value gap first, and then it would have been a good long move. So this is another back test here. A close above this will make it a CISD to this fair value gap here. And we hit it before. Okay, well, so it's still valid, but so it wasn't I mean, it's still valid being that this is still a change in delivery. It's just not a valid entry, if that makes sense. We now hit the first target, so now it's a CISD, but it's a CISD I wouldn't long because we're in the side of this fair value gap. So I think the thing people are gonna misunderstand with these CISDs are they're gonna see this and be like, oh, I'm longing this, and they're gonna put their stop there, and they're gonna get stopped out every time. Why are they going to get stopped out? Because if your bias is wrong, it all comes down to the bias at the end of the day. This CISD already hit this fair value gap. So if your bias is wrong, this is just going to stop you out. If you long the CISD before it hits the fair value gap and you don't know the bias, that's fine. But like if we close right here and then got along, it should have worked up to here, and then you can move your stop to break even. But now we're inside this fair value gap delivering from it. And if your bias is wrong, this will easily fail. Okay. And that's how I kind of use my inverse model as well. So, CISD is a chain to stated delivery. Watch T Trade's video in the ICT Gold Nugget section. See that delivery from the fair value gap making this CISD invalid? Another beautiful. See, that's also a win in my book. That's a win in education. Like, I love calling these things out in live time, saying like this would be low probability and then it fails. It just feels so good because I know I'm saving people from longing it. Like, that feels so good to show and teach on live time. All right, let's see what happens here. So we have a 1 minute inversion here. Okay. So I like this, but the zone was too big. So what I say is we're going to look for another 1 minute inversion in the zone. So this tells me this high should be hit. But it does tell me the draw on liquidity. So we'll see if we get like a entry. You could enter here, I guess, but we'll see if we get. This is kind of a big area and it's too big of a stop loss. So what I'll look here maybe for like a 30-second model instead, and maybe tighten the stop loss a little bit. So we'll see if we get like a second model here. Again, so this would be your confirmation setup right here. See this? And the reason why is because it's another bearish fair value gap inside of another bearish fair value gap. So I figure if we inverse this one, we're going to go to the SPY side. Your confirmation setup. So if we do this along, okay, if we inverse this along to here, if not, then I'm not interested in this. And again, the only reason would be because if we deliver from this, which is also holding this inversion, which is also inversing this. This is an A+ long to this high. All right, I'm hitting it now. Okay, I know this is already going to hit this. So now, there's that. So stop the break even when you hit this. If you do have 2, you could scale here. This wasn't the greatest fill because the candle closed a little high, but I figured this high at least would hit, so it would give us a chance to move or stop the break even. So another likely free trade. However, this is only 5 points, so there's no point in scaling here. And this is honestly not a good fill for wanting this high. So high chance I'm going to get stopped the break even here, but it's still a fine trade because it still is a free trade. So let's see. Okay, so stop break even there. Take profit up here. Okay, and there's probably more of a chance. Oh, maybe not. That candle, I was like, let's go, maybe, because I knew I was going to get stopped at that point. Let's see. Should hit. I like that displacement. Stop should definitely be a break even here. And boom. And there it is. I like that. 3 for 3. So 3 for 3. I ended up alerting I never alerted it. I never even took this. I said if you guys have an Apex account, I ended up I basically said there was like some short. Let me just delete my executions. There was some short like down here. It was like in 1 minute inverse, and I said if you can try it on a full port Apex eval, I said please do not try it if you can't buy another account, and I said expect it to fail. It looked good. I think it was worth a try for 15 bucks on an account, especially if you have the ability to buy another one. So I learned that, but I didn't even take it. I said, can someone just take it for me? And I only asked one person. More than one person took it though. So that was a fail. And then, yeah, that was the only other thing I called. I wanted to be bearish here, but we never ended up coming back to violate this fair value gap. I was really ready to take a short if we did, but we never did. So I was really confident we'd go to low day here, but it never really gave a short model, so couldn't do anything, unfortunately. But yeah, went 3 for 3 today, basically. Really good stream, and don't forget to... by the way, if you're watching this still, comment the word time. Just come to word time if you got this far. But yeah, don't forget to my sale for my Discord and Sunday, so make sure to join before. Again, no prices will not be this low again. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice evening, night, morning, wherever you live, and yeah, peace.